In the last episode, we made an unplanned stop in Alcatraz Cove, expecting to just stay long enough for better sailing conditions. Instead, our first evening ended with a SpaceX launch lighting up the night sky, which felt like a pretty good welcome to the anchorage. The next day, we started exploring and quickly realized we'd stumbled onto something special. And now, our short stopover slowly turned into several days. We are Amon and Leah, sailing with our dog Pinot aboard Cosmo. We quit our jobs to sail around the world, fixing things, exploring new places, and embracing the beautiful chaos that comes with life at sea. This is Smoko Sailing.
Okay, today was the day that we're supposed to depart. And what are we not doing?
Wind.
What are we not doing?
Departing.
Yeah, we like it here. It's interesting. We haven't been alone in a while, like a couple months. So we're in this bay. It's a really nice holding. It's huge. We have the whole thing to ourselves. We have this really nice beach. We have been seeing coyotes early in the morning.
Just one.
Yeah, well, we think it's the same one.
Yeah.
Let's look for coyote footprints. What do you think, bud? Because they want a little poodle snack.
There's that little island over there. Right in between the island and the land, that area is like pretty shallow, and that's where SV Karuna sank last November 2024.
It's kind of a reminder that, like, it's a stupid saying, like, the bottom of the ocean's filled with optimistic sailors. Like, nobody's like, oh, I'm gonna sink. Like, this guy was very well skilled, much better sailors than we are, and roll the dice of life.
Dang, this current.
Yeah.
This current is no joke.
Yeah.
Which makes sense why he was pushed all the way there. Because he came in, he was trying to tack towards shore because his engine didn't work, and he was trying to drop in the middle, and then the current, I think, like, he had, like, well, you read it, like, one bad tack, and then he ended up getting pushed there. If anyone's wondering why we're torturing our dog with this long leash, we're not. He's not very good at recall. He's very tunnel vision when he sees another animal or smells something that he wants to chase. And the other day we had a little scare where he scampered off to chase a coyote at Ensenada El Quemado, and I briefly lost him for like 30 minutes. All of our friends were out in the desert looking around for him. And Pinot was just wandering around. This long leash at least helps us chase him and grab him.
Coyote poppins. They're about the size of this thing. You can see it sleeping at night. But you can see them as they go up on the ridge.
Got a runaway poodle.
Definitely on a scent of something.
You little monster. stressful day?
Oh, yeah. So I was loading the spear gun. I slipped and it hit me twice. It really hurt. But it's okay. Right after I did that, I shot this big grouper, so life could be worse. Bad day for a grouper. Look at this. So I think this is our biggest grouper to date. We're gonna have to weigh this one. Pretty good. And Leah got this grouper.
Yeah, I thought that was big, and then I saw Armand's grouper.
Which wasn't supposed to happen. It's just Leah had to change her wetsuit, so I was like, oh, just fucking around with the gun. And there we go.
And to think, we were gonna leave today. We were gonna go sail off and go to Refugio, which there's spearfishing there, but this spearfishing was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Armando.
6.8 after gutting.
Whoa, so 7 pounds.
Yeah. Pretty good. Adding 5 to our count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
52. Oh, it's the last day of the year, the month. All right, 52. Cool. Good job.
All right, so we did some water activities today, and now we're gonna go explore the other little coves and beaches and areas in this anchorage.
That's not going nowhere. Good thing you did that. Would you like to hold my hand?
What's our count for a number of times the dinghy has floated away already?
I don't know, like 3 or 4? Yeah, I know. This is gonna sound so dumb to say out loud, but when we went spearfishing, there were so many fish. Like sometimes you forget that like deserted anchorages, like there's a lot of life under the water. So sometimes I think we underthink that. Like when you're sailing, you're like there's nothing out here. There's like
everything.
There's a whole world. Yeah, it's wild.
Below us.
Okay, these are all coyote prints. But look at there's little ones. There's little puppies. Sleeping right there. Oh, there it is. Look, go. Slinky. Every time we do these hikes, it's absolutely crazy how much trash we find. There's like nowhere around, and there's like rope, there's containers. There's always trash, and I'm not saying anything about Mexico. It's just the way stuff carries in the ocean. I try to repurpose some of the stuff. I actually use it for my hand spear. This little line is exactly what I use on my hand spear, so this is a good find. I have so many of these, and it's stupid, but if I can reuse something that's in the trash in the wild, might as well. A little floating thing. This might actually get used on our dinghy to float my little painter, because I'm constantly reaching in the water, so I might repurpose this.
We just had a realization that we haven't worn real shoes. We've worn fins and we've worn flip-flops, but we haven't worn like real shoes in
I don't even know.
months. No shoes is better. We're still in Alcatraz Cove. This morning it's really calm. The conditions are incredible. I can see 25 feet below our hull. So I think I'm gonna clean the hull. And yes, I know we have Coppercoat. You're like, yeah, you're never gonna have to clean the Coppercoat. You still have to do like a light brushing with Coppercoat, like take like a sponge down there, not necessarily like a Scotch-Brite pad, but still like a rough pad, and then just wipe things down. Also need to scrape the Lumitech lights, the underwater lights. Those I'd say are a little bit disappointing because they're supposed to be like anti-marine growth. I don't know if they're coated with something, but we've been getting a ton of growth on them, and you can tell because when you put them on, they're not as bright. I gotta suit up because there's usually shrimps down there, like little tiny shrimp, and I don't want them to get in my ears. Got my tools. I've got a putty knife, which is I'm gonna use on the Lumitech lights. This is like a giant sponge, and it used to have a handle, but I lost it. And then my little suction cup thing. Let's go. Not bad, I don't think. But let me show you the Lumitech lights. 9:44 and we've got 2 tasks done for the day. Armand joined me cleaning and he cleaned our dinghy.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
In fact, when I go on shore, I'm gonna do it a little bit more, but.
Yeah, the bottom of the boat wasn't like terrible.
So when barnacles latch onto something, we cut it with a putty knife, and there was a white spot. I thought that white spot was Coppercoat getting ripped off. It wasn't. It was the barnacles, their feet. So that's cool, because I thought there were a bunch of spots, and I was like, what the heck? We spent so much money. So I'm actually thrilled with it now. I think I gave it a B+. I'm giving it like an A-.
Armand saw it after I cleaned it. He didn't see what it was before I cleaned it.
I know. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. You did a good job cleaning. Yeah.
Whatever, the bottom is smooth, and we're gonna be hopefully sailing tomorrow to Refugio, and hopefully it's gonna be a nice smooth sail. Hopefully faster.
Yeah. Being a cruiser, it's all about being able to be very self-sufficient, especially if you're in areas like this where there's no stores, whatever. Bad news bears is I broke my favorite snorkel, but good news bears, again, good news bears is that I know how to fix this. I did it before. I love these goggles so much, so once I figured out how to fix them, I was very happy. Come along with me and I'll show you how to make a real quick fix on your goggles if this happens to you. What broke is this piece right here. This, I call it a donut. This donut, which locks in a pin here. There's a pin like this that goes through this hole like this, and it's tough, but it goes in. It goes like that, and then there should be a donut on this side. I know it's tough because it's all black. Just like that side, see how there's like a little plastic donut? But that's the thing that broke off, so I'm gonna make one. Not that we're hoarders on Cosmo, but sometimes when we have plastic or wood, we leave them around, we hide them, we know where they're at, and like literally years later, we need them. It's actually really hard for me not to throw stuff away. This is an old battery cover, and as you can see, I've used this for pieces in the past, one of them being this thing. Put it below your floorboards, hide it somewhere that you'll never see it, and just know that, hey, I have that thing. Okay, just using some pliers here to cut this bad boy. And literally, this thing right here, this little piece, is gonna save these goggles that are worth like $70. Now we'll do the fit test. Yeah, that works good. Problem fixed. So we're back in business, ready to kill fish. So yeah, a lot of this stuff, like, it does suck when things break. I know everybody complains about it, but for me, I just have to cool off, step away, think about it, and find a fix. And that's how you fix something in less than 20 minutes. Stay tuned for the next thing I break.
And what better way to test out the newly fixed goggles than going out for one more dive?
We froze all the fish that we caught, so we brought our guns and let's shoot a grouper and have some grouper sandwiches. Because we've been talking about that, I'm really excited, and we got some hamburger rolls, so let's do it.
Armand used to wear a fish stringer on his belt while spearfishing. Now, after this guy started circling us, we decided carrying a buffet around our waist wasn't the smartest idea. Now, every fish goes straight back to the dinghy. After spending much of the summer surrounded by our buddy-boating family, it was nice to slow down and enjoy a few quiet days on our own. Just the two of us, Pinot, in a remote anchorage in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes the places that end up meaning the most aren't the ones you spend months planning for. They're the unexpected stops, the change of plans, and the anchorages you almost sailed right past. Alcatraz Cove turned out to be one of those places. But as much as we enjoyed our unexpected stay, it's finally time to continue north. Refugio is still waiting for us, and so are our friends. Thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you next time on Smoko Sailing.